It's the Pod and the City Weekly Roundup. I'm John.
And I'm Amanda. Not since Wicked have the two of us lusted after a film together like this. I wonder what the common denominator might be.
After vowing to never speak of her again, I must recant because Jojo is pregnant and she's got Bettie Davis eyes.
And move over, Roseanne Barr, because a new girlie has stepped up to the plate to fight for the title of most egregious anthem singing
ever, and all that and so much more on this week's episode of the Pod in the City Weekly Roundup.
We're going to try this.
It wasn't Cox. It was Amanda's internet.
Yeah,
it was
I'm on a hotspot. I'm on a hotspot right now, so let's see how much this costs me.
Y'all, if you're just listening, Amanda and I are late to our regular lives, which again, if you're checking out the weekly roundup right now, we're live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're also live every Friday doing a first reaction to And Just Like That. So we'll be here at the same time this Friday, baby, July 11th at 2 p.m. EST. I am currently edging beyond belief. I'm dying to see what happens on it.
Do you know what the next episode is called? It's called They Wanna Have Fun. Like, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, which is a movie Sarah Jessica Parker was in the 80s.
Speaking of girls, if you guys want to join our Patreon, now's a great time because this week we dropped an episode of Smash, and next week, right now, right after this, we're recording an episode of Girls, and I'm hoping Amanda will put me out of my misery soon. JK. I love Girls.
Yeah.
Check it out. Patreon.com/podinthecity. Also, you know what? Help us out. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit everything. We're a bit discombobulated today because this is all over the place. So I do want to say our hellos. Hi, Julie. Hi, Heather. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Florida Stanley. Who else am I seeing? I think that's it. Right?
Can somebody tell me, am I going to be charged money to use a hotspot? I just looked it up. It looks like I won't. I have unlimited data, so I should be good,
Amanda's
right?
on a hotspot, y'all. So the thing she's doing right now, she's worried she's going to get $1,000 bill. I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see.
You know what? When money is concerned, my theory is, well, I'll just pay that off in increments, I guess. Sorry, deal with it.
Klarna,
I'll throw you extra money whenever I can. I feel like my anxiety got so high that now I have zero anxiety. It like topped out. And now I'm like, all right, let's see what happens.
Right now, I'm like, I could close my eyes and somehow take a nap. I could fall asleep.
Okay. I don't know if I'm there yet, but I'm excited to talk
I will get you to the West. Some comments coming in. Don't worry, we're hanging out with our Pod Squad friends. Yeah, baby. That was a suggestion. I said we should come up with a name for our group. And suggestion was the Pod Squad. Babe.
I love it. All right, well, should we, is that everything for housekeeping? I think it is, right?
Wicked Witch of the West says you should be good. If you get charged, you can dispute it.
With who? Just be like, that
all
really
the bank can be like,
that happened.
I didn't mean to be on a hotspot. And then they're like, ma'am, there's video evidence of you saying that you joined a hotspot.
Yeah. Also, but I feel like with cell phone companies, they will just take a beating. It's like the Catholic Church. As long as you stay with them, they're like, okay, fine. We'll give you all your money back.
You know, also, friends, the amazing site that we use to record and stream here has decided it's going to completely change, not completely, but somewhat completely change the design of how we have our photos. So we're also gonna be winging it in that because they're a little whatever. Okay, right? Should we get into hot topics?
And StreamYard is having issues with its own internet, so we can't use our touch-up appearance, which loving that. And just going to be slow. Some things might tap out at some point. So it's okay. We only pay $45 a month for it. Anyway, let's just get into some hot topics, should we? Yeah, are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Get it while it's hot.
Topics. I didn't think it was a very big news week, so I think we'll spend a nice chunk of time talking about really the #1 movie in the world during Joan's Movie Corner. So please stay tuned. Jurassic Park. Oh God, whatever. You know, the Jurassic World, starring Jonathan Bailey. Okay. First, I did vow a couple weeks ago after she decided that, you know, the gay community tricked her and convinced her to be a lesbian and whatever. I'm conflating. You know, former creator of gay pop, now creator of straight pop. I don't know what her deal is. She's pregnant, allegedly.
I think now her professional title is just Girl in Love.
Is it? Have you watched any of these videos of JoJo with her 35-year-old boyfriend or whatever?
Yeah, like where she made him like a tea, right?
And then like a charcuterie plate. And he was like, "Oh, baby." Oh,
I'm seeing different opinions on. Well, the pregnant thing I think is just to like get clicks, which I'm
convinced it's all just to get clicks. Like, let's be
I don't
real.
know if it is for her though. She seems pretty into it.
We'll see.
Okay.
Time will tell.
The thing that I'm seeing a lot of discord in is with this Bettie Davis eyes thing. And like, for me, I can only see it through a very empathetic, like, aw, like, it's so like pathetic that like I kind of have to be like, well, this poor girl. She's just doing her thing.
Mandisha does say, I thought we weren't talking about JoJo anymore. I know, but god damn it, she released this Bettie Davis Eyes song that has infiltrated my head. I forwarded to Amanda. Of course, Amanda has seen everything because, you know, she has, especially if it's related to JoJo. Her whole FYP is JoJo deep. And she's like, I'm like, oh my God, why does she sound like Phyllis Diller? I mean, or not Phyllis Diller. I mean, that too, but Carol Channing. She
does, but also this original singer sounds like that though. So people are standing up for her and saying, well, she's doing an impression of that. I'm like, I'd believe that if her actual singing voice doesn't, it just sounds like Karma.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. You guys somehow watch this in a roundabout way. Now, the thing that bugged me here, you have Pity Eyes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of there too.
I mean, yeah.
It's just like, and somebody made a point is if this is what all of the kids, I mean, she's in her early 20s. This is what they're all doing. They're all posting shit like this. So like, can we really just rag on her specifically? Because and again, you and me would have done this shit. This is all we would have done in our spare time.
I just think that there has to hit a point where JoJo, like, we've been saying it now for months. If she would do a strip back, I'm real, here's me, but it's always some bullshit. What really pissed me off about this is if you're looking at this picture, I know it's a really shitty screenshot that I didn't crop, is look at how the necklace is crooked. You know, like a necklace like this, the pearls in the middle are bigger. Yeah. It's twisted to the side. Also, this is terrible. I hate the wig. We need to stop with the veneers. All of it. Amanda's hot spot is
so it's so earnest. It's
no,
so
it's not.
Earnest.
No, it is not.
This is like a point too. She doesn't know who she is. Like, what? Like, girl. And then like a year ago, she was like painting her entire face like Kiss and saying that she was no one's ever made a made a transition like this, and now this is what she posts next. It's like so sad that like I can't help but just be like, oh my god, I feel
well,
like
it's
I would've done this
definitely giving
too.
conversion therapy or something like that.
Meredith says,
Weird.
hey, sometimes the best pearl necklaces go on crooked. Hey, there's a big pearl necklace situation in our girls episode we're going to be recording later.
Oh, God.
When Adam jizzes on that girl's bed.
Because I guess Adam is also the fourth girl.
Scene.
Now that what's your thing is fucked up, dude. You're on delay. You're sound.
Fuck.
So maybe
right, let me try something.
I don't know what you're gonna do. Here, I'll talk about King of Drag for a second. Guys, I am obsessed with the show King of Drag. It is free to watch on Revry. REVRY. It is, I guess, a channel that it does like free queer TV. I think that's their whole MO. If you watch it on your TV, what'll happen is you watch it and then it'll do like a 20-second commercial clip of like just a thing that's like a picture that says Revry. This show is so good. It is a drag race like for drag kings, obviously. But what is so special on this is it's like a first season of Drag Race where the production there's production to it, but there's such like a realness and a rawness. And like this last episode that was on this week is all about their, like, they had to do a package about their fear, like one of their biggest fears. So they did a runway and then they do like a presentation with the runway too. And I cried like 4 different times during this episode. And then towards the end, I was like sobbing the stories that they're telling, because they're really like like Pressure K is one of the kings in the very top row on the left, with the red kind of vest thing on. They told a story about how their biggest fear was this cloak that they were wearing that their mother, it was like their mother put on them, about how they weren't allowed to, you know, cry. They weren't allowed to be themselves. They weren't allowed to do all of these things, and saying how they had never felt like they had a family. And even in this moment with these other drag kings, because they're all so supportive. And I will say that's probably because many of them are women, right? Like inherently the contestants on this, there's going to be a bit more heart than there is with a room of drag queens.
Women are better than men.
I love drag queens, of course, but there's something about this show. It has so much heart and it is just so great. And Sasha Velour is one of the judges. They have different ones each week. Oh, last week, the judges were Bridget, Everett, and that guy from her show. Somebody somewhere. What's his name? That guy?
Fuck. I know what you're talking about though.
You know what I mean? Because Murray Hill is the host of King of Drag, and Murray Hill was on Somebody Somewhere or somewhere.
Okay.
Murray Hill is like a drag king. Anyway, guys, I 1000% recommend this, and it is free. It is free. RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 10. Guys, I found out a weird fact. Is anyone still watching this? This was the first week of the brand new, like after the 3 brackets, we're now into the real show. And it was Snatch Game. Personally, I didn't think anyone was all that great. I thought Ginger was okay.
Ginger would have been like middle in an earlier season. I mean, not even saying anything that I feel like everyone wants to harp on Ginger now because she is getting this like, but then I saw a really good point online that's like, the reason that she's sweeping is because she should be in an all winners season. And I would agree with that. That's her caliber.
I think that in these seasons, even having like Georges back, it's kind of unfair. I did not think the Snatch Game was really very funny. I didn't laugh.
Awful.
Hey,
Gabriel.
Gabriel. I did not. You know, and you know who's bugging? You know who's really bugging me?
Rue.
Well, yeah.
Rue, I think is really. I think Rue can really sway it. If he doesn't like one of the queens, he'll like give such a bitchy answer back, like, "Oh, what?" Like he won't yes and.
But see, I think that they've been pushing for Mistress Isabel Brooks to like keep it going, and she flopped hard as fuck. And Rue was not helping there either, but she also was like terrible. This is what I'm gonna say is I think that if we're gonna talk about favoritism of Ginger and we're gonna talk about favoritism of I'm Heather says I'm a huge Reba fan. I thought Ginger was great. I agree. I thought Ginger was great.
That's the thing. I feel bad for her because everyone's harping on her here, but she's just doing good.
The difference is though, like she wasn't as good as when she was Adele. Like
okay, well, who was she the first time?
Adele.
In season 7?
Yeah.
Oh, she didn't.
And that's where Rue's like, so where are you from? And she's like, my house. I mean, like, that was funny.
I think she was great in this.
I completely agree. I just think in general, the whole thing, it was not like, there was no Chad Michaels as Cher. Now, of course, that's like the echelon, but, you know.
Hang on. Let's have a discussion. Who's the best? The best Snatch
Jinx
Game?
Monsoon.
I was going to say it has to be
Judy Garland.
Or a Ben de la Creme character, maybe.
Oh, Ben de la Creme. Any of Ben de la Creme's, actually.
Alaska. I mean,
Alaska.
Man, they're all really good.
I think, unfortunately, Snatch Game is getting worse and worse. And I just think it's maybe because people aren't using enough classic references. There's a reason that like old school and classic shit was so good was because it's solid. New stuff is so, it's just like, you know, I think Mistress chose a bad character. Oh, what I was going to say is if we're going to say those other people, Georges and Ginger are being favored, I think Mistress is too. I think Mistress was by far the worst. And her outfit was so broke down, busted.
Mistresses?
Yes, it was
her outfit in Snatch Game or in the runway? On
the runway.
Okay. Am I okay now? My internet came back. So sorry.
You're totally fine.
Watch that. Okay, great. You know who I thought was going to be in the top because I was genuinely laughing and I was like impressed.
Who? Okay. Great. I love how it's like oh, how are you? You just completely froze. Who did you think was going to be in the top?
Am I back?
Yeah. I think if you move really fast, it's not good. Now I think it's frozen again.
Oh, can you hear me at least?
I can hear you. Yeah, just keep talking.
Okay. I thought that Dracula was the funniest.
Are you being sarcastic?
I know I'm not being sarcastic. I thought that I was like, that'll be in the top. Her and Reba.
See, this I think is where manipulation comes into play. Like,
yeah,
I think that Cuckoo could have easily been just middle, easily. I think that really Aja was probably worse. But I don't think they wanted to risk losing Aja, or I think they wanted Cuckoo to be the first to go. Just saying. Just like, let's be real here. I'm still watching, but the crazy thing that I found out is that there are only 2 more episodes left.
Oh,
there's 8 queens left, and in the next episode, they're going to get rid of 1. And then they're going to have a Lollapalooza thing for the last episode, and then that's it.
Oh my God. Okay. And then maybe Cynthia will come back in the last episode, I guess.
I think they're going to bring back Denali.
Okay.
I could see that.
Oh, Hotspot can't have camera on. Well, I'm not on a Hotspot anymore. I'm just on the regular internet, which also.
Who do you guys think is going to be the one that they're going to bring back? because, you know, they're going to bring someone back to be
Acid Bettie. I'd like to see her.
I love Acid. Actually, they should. Who knows? I don't know. The unfortunate thing is I think this started out strong, and I think the idea is a really strong idea. I think they just need to maybe make it a little more fair. And I'm not saying that's favoritism. I'm just saying when you are in a bracket, like if I walked into this and I was in one of these brackets as one of these girls who's never been on All Stars before, and I walked in and Ginger Minge was in my bracket, I'd be like, okay, well, she's obviously going to make it to the next one. Yeah. There's no freaking way. Like, I mean, and I guess that's what Drag Race always is. When you watch Sasha Colby walk in the door, you're like, well, fuck. But I don't know. It kind of loses its spark because you're like, okay.
I do feel depressed watching Drag Race nowadays just because I'm like, God, it used to be
Watch
so
King of Drag.
I'm probably not going to watch that, but okay.
You would like it.
I have such a short attention span. I need to watch media that I like really already know.
You watch and listen to so much shit. Perfect.
Yeah, but it's all the same. All right, I'm back. All right, next.
Shit show. Let's call this the shit show edition. Hey guys, can you hit like though right now? Yeah. Help support us by hitting like, leaving a comment, subscribing.
What's next?
This is your part because I cannot stand this call her daddy girl.
Well, first I listened to.
Great. It's RuPaul on Call Her Daddy.
On there.
Oh my God. RuPaul's on Call Her Daddy. Call Her Daddy is this podcast, you know, that has this girl, Alex Cooper, who everyone says is a really bad interviewer. Maybe it's having the pictures up.
Maybe. Is that when it happens?
Probably not, but keep going now.
Okay, RuPaul, there was no lead up to this, no promo. All of a sudden, it was just in my news feed or in my podcast feed that RuPaul was on here. And right at the beginning of the interview, RuPaul says they're talking about marriage and she's engaged. And he goes on this diatribe about like marriage. He's like, just everyone's going to cheat. So that's cute that you're getting married, but he's going to cheat on you. And she's like, Rue, I'm like engaged. And he's like, that's fine, but like, why would you deny? Like, I'm just telling you. I mean, you might hate me for saying it, but that's just how it is. So if you're okay with him cheating on you, then yes, definitely get married. And she was so flabbergasted. And he's like, you can hate me, but sorry. And it was just so like jarring.
I don't know why Rue couldn't look a little better for the thing.
Yeah.
Do you want? If your thing pauses again, turn your camera off.
Okay.
And just leave the talking part, maybe. I don't know. Rebecca says that will work. Rebecca, we're both like technically, you know us.
Okay.
You know us. Anyway, this dumb bitch also went and sang at the Cubs game. Now, if you guys know, the Cubs, their fans are like real deal hardcore shit, aren't they?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they are. And I don't know how she got offered this. I don't care about baseball in any way. Do you?
I don't mind going to a baseball game. I think they're fun. I would not watch it on TV, but.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how she got picked for this, but she got picked to do the 7th inning stretch. Take me out to the ball game. And people are up in arms. I feel like this isn't as bad as singing the national anthem because like people that there's more reverence for that. I don't see why this is that big a deal because it is just take me out to the ball game.
What I would say is she comes off as a mean girl who like it gives the thing of like a girl who goes up in high school to go give a presentation and just laughs the whole time because she thinks she's better than it. She thinks she's above it. Now I know she has stands online who are like, she just was really nervous about her singing voice. And so this is how her reaction was.
Okay.
I'm done reading comments online in general because they drive me crazy. But this, it gives off an air of like, oh, you guys are stupid for thinking this is important. And I'm going to just make fun of it. My biggest problem is like she's falling into this trope of like, I hate this middle part, big glasses, veneers. I hate it. This is so interesting because I'm looking at Tom Sandoval in drag.
I'm back on the hot spot, so I'll just keep my camera off. I'm gonna kill myself. Honestly.
Are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay, I'm gonna pop this up for 1 second. You guys know the new do you guys know about the Golden Bachelor?
Yeah.
Okay. They hired a new one who was just about to film, and I guess his name was Mel Owens. I think he was a football person. And he did an interview, and in the interview, they're like, oh, so yeah, what are you gonna, whatever? And he's like, yeah, anyone who's over 60, get him out right away. They're like, oh, what's your age range? He's like, mind you, this guy's like 60,
so the
65.
Show hasn't even aired yet.
It hasn't even been filmed yet.
Oh, okay. Yikes.
He did a pre-interview with some radio station, I think. And he was like, yeah, they're like, so what's your age range? He's like 40 to 55, I think, but he's 68 or some shit. Yeah. Expect an announcement soon, including who is going to replace him. So yeah, he had negative publicity. I don't know if anyone cares about that, but I thought I'd throw it in. It was a weak news week, friends. Speaking of weak news week, in Water is Wet news, Lauryn Hill is late, I guess, again.
But she's always late. Apparently, people are like, you all keep going back to her concerts and letting her clown you like this. But then the venue came out. They had to come out with a news release being like, just so you guys know, this was our fault. It was totally our fault. Don't be mad, okay? Don't be mad at her. But she didn't get on stage until 2:30 in the morning. So I don't really see what exactly happened here. It seems like she's maybe part of the Illuminati and the venue got scared.
You think so? You think this is like a thank you Beyonce situation?
I think so. Yes.
Okay. I just think Lauryn Hill. I just don't know why you need to be late to anything. On Real Housewives of Miami, is it this week or maybe it's a preview for next week? There's a new girl named Stephanie on there, and she seems annoying and terrible. But Lisa, who's been on there since the beginning, I guess she shows up 2 hours late, and they've all been sitting and waiting on a Sprinter van. And she shows up, and she's like, hey, ladies, you all look beautiful. And Stephanie's like, so, Lisa, do you think you're better than us, making us wait for 2 hours? And Lisa's like, don't ever talk to me like that again. And then Lisa... And Stephanie's like, keeps it going. I personally, what do you guys think about Real Housewives of Miami right now? Because I personally am not obsessed, but kind of obsessed. Anyway, you know what? Chappell Roan is releasing and doing a music video.
She's been seen in the city recording the Subway music video, which is very exciting because people are obsessed with that song, including me.
Oh, and that's the video? I thought it was something else.
People are putting together the words that she's like they're doing lip reading of the words and like putting it over music. So I'm very excited. There's this, and then this, and then this picture here is she's being dragged by a cab, and she says, "I'm moving to Saskatchewan," which is in that song. And there's like and then there on the license plate it says 8/22, so people think it's getting released on August 22nd.
Oh Lord. Okay. Yeah, I get it. That's like the thing now is like the Easter eggs and
like with Katy Perry. When Katy Perry went to space, didn't she like put her whole album on the thing?
That was her tour set list for her amazing, stellar tour that has not been critically panned all across the world. All right.
Lena Dunham, our favorite gal.
Speaking of, guys, check out our Patreon. And like this next Monday, you get to listen to me be tortured through Girls, season 2, episode 9.
The one where Marnie sings Stronger by Kanye. But okay, Lena Dunham was on the Girls Rewatch podcast. Now, this is just kind of like a little podcast, but they, I guess, were the first ones that were doing it. And they've gotten all 4 of the girls now. And Lena went on and she did a guest spot on it. And she was really lovely. I think her image is slowly getting turned around a little bit.
I think it's fine. I still think that in rewatching Girls, I think she has a twisted, fucked up mind that probably she should keep to herself sometimes, unless she wants to get herself in trouble. And that's the lesson maybe she's learned.
Well, speaking of, she has a new show coming out on Netflix tomorrow, so I think we should all watch this.
Now this I can get behind because Meg Statler is in it, and Meg Statler is so funny. She's hilarious.
Where have I seen her before?
She's in Hacks.
And then is that the guy from White Lotus?
Which season?
Italy? Wasn't this Aubrey Plaza's husband?
Oh, wait. Maybe it is. I can't remember now. Yeah, I'll be interested. It's about a writer who goes to London to go write. Right?
It's based on how she met that guy from Fun. Jack Antonoff. It's based on that, I think. Or after they broke up or something like that.
I'll be interested to see it.
She says that she's more of a Shoshana on the podcast.
Oh, God. Really?
I'm like, I think you're Hannah.
I was going to say, honey, I'm pretty sure you're writing from experience, aren't you?
Yeah, but it was a good interview, and she does seem fine. And the comments are just brutal. About
her weight?
Yes.
That's all that I see about people writing about her. And it's like, people just need to stop.
Yeah, like, she knows. She's aware of it. You don't need to, like, callous. Come on.
And, like, I don't know. I hate people. I am so on one lately. I cussed out some. I didn't cuss out, but an old man probably thinks I cussed him out, but I didn't. Anyway, I guess she was with Jack Antonoff, but like I think a long time ago.
Yeah, well, yeah, but like they were like a pretty like major couple, and then he left her for Lorde.
Oh, gross.
But like he wrote music for like Girls. I think it was when they were together. They like collaborated together. So that's fun.
This is what I've been waiting for all
Me too.
Now, I do want to start my movie corner off with a little bit of prefacing here. This week, guys, Jurassic World Rebirth came out, which I've been edging for my man, Jonathan Bailey, since I found out he was going to be in it. I'm like, this is a perfect match made in heaven. This is perfection. Now, I will say, they decided he should use an American accent.
Oh, I like that. By the way, we both saw this, you guys. I saw this yesterday.
And yeah, like I'm excited to see what Amanda thought. Now, I've watched all of these movies up to this one, but I had skipped Jurassic World Dominion, which was like the one but right before this.
Okay, so was that canonized for this? Because I'm like, where are they here? Like, are we supposed to kind of know what happened in the last one?
See, I don't really know, because in this one, it's led up to this point where like this girl has been is like a genetically modified like clone of this previous scientist. And then the clone girl, it's like a representation of clones of dinosaurs in that past one. The thing that we'll pull from the Jurassic World Dominion is it had Chris Shit Pratt and lovely Bryce Dallas Howard. I like her. I really do.
Yeah.
Then they brought back the old people, not old age-wise, I just mean from the old Jurassic Park, for a little fan service. I thought, you know what, Jurassic Park Rebirth's coming out. I gotta watch. I don't have to, but it was free to watch on one of my streaming things. I'm like, I'm gonna throw Jurassic World Dominion on. I didn't watch it previously because I think it got a 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I was like, I ain't watching that shit. Plus, I am done with Chris Pratt. I will not watch things that involve Chris Pratt. Okay, just saying. And so I watched it though because it was free on the thing. This movie is by far the worst Jurassic Park movie in history. Jurassic World Dominion. It's worse than Jurassic Park 3, which was for a long time deemed as a really shitty movie. This movie is so bad, and it focuses on the idea of locusts, these like giant locusts that have been genetically modified to try and basically like turn the world to famine. I can't recommend it at all. So luckily, when we transition to Jurassic World Rebirth, you know, they keep some of the general ideas like, oh, it's years after the original and this stuff has happened. But in Jurassic World Rebirth, we have a very simple story. Here's the simple story, guys. Scientists must go track dinosaurs to find 3 different things so that they can create some cure. The most basic shit.
It's a human cure, though, right?
It was, yeah.
It's like to cure humans of something.
I think it was to cure dementia or something, wasn't it?
Okay. See, I feel like they moved this along. The pacing was so good. They were like, here's the story. You got it. Okay, now you're just going to get a whole bunch of action sequences back to back.
I thought the movie was really fun as long as I turned my brain off for a lot of moments. You know, my picky, bitchy ass is like, okay, so the D-Rex, which was like the ultimate big bad dino, the D-Rex, at one scene, it seems to be like maybe the height of 2 to 3 humans tall. And then in another scene, it is big enough to grab a helicopter out of the air and then bite the helicopter in half. So I was kind of like, okay. Also, what were your thoughts on the family?
Okay, I have so many thoughts.
Yay!
I have so many thoughts about this whole movie. First of all, I seriously loved it. We'll talk about Jonathan Bailey in a second. But first of all, there's a guy talking to us, talking on his phone next to us the whole time. And like, Justine, I couldn't hear him as well as Justine, but like, if I had been in Justine's seat, I would have shushed him because I'm like, somebody has to be the shusher. But anyway, so all that aside, at one point, I went to the bathroom after the very first big action sequence in the water. And then they all like get to shore. I was like, all right, I'm going to use the bathroom. But the whole time during the action sequence, there's that girl that's in the overalls, the French girl. And I was like, that girl has death written all over. You guys should like, oh, thank you. Just put it on the ground.
I would definitely say that this movie does the very typical thing that all of the Jurassic Park movies do, which is like show some person being incredibly either no character development at all or very evil. And it's like, well, that person's going to get killilled.
Her character development was like her running up to the top of like the mast and like going like, sacre bleu, another wave is coming.
But I kind of didn't understand why they killed off 2 of these helper people very quickly. And then like almost no one else died. The entire family lived. That is where you have to be like, okay, there's multiple moments that like at least that little girl should be dead. And she was able to keep her baby dinosaur that she had in the backpack alive. That baby dinosaur
was making me so nervous because I was like, that thing is so cute. I'm like, nothing better happened to that fucking dinosaur. They were really making me nervous.
Of course. I will say, while I do think Jonathan Bailey, we'll get to him because I thought that the dad of the family was pretty hot, personally. Anyone?
I thought he was hot. I thought he was so stupid. There's that raft sequence where I was like, why would you all think that this is a good idea? We're going to now like there's a T-Rex sleeping and they're like, let's just, I'm like, wait for the thing to wake up and leave and then do this.
This is a problem of, again, of all the Jurassic Parks, is like where I'm like, oh, this makes a lot of sense. Where even during, they have this raft scene where the T-Rex is sleeping. The girl decides she's going to inflate this giant raft as though that's not going to wake it up. Then it does have a cool moment where it's like disappears and you don't see it. But you're telling me that in this entire area, inhabited with all these crazy dinosaurs, the 3 family members are then gonna just stand on the side being like, hurry up, hurry, come on, shh, quiet, hurry, come on, hurry. Okay, yes, I have to, like, trust me. Now, I do want to say, I tried something
that's true.
During this. Oh my God, Heather! In one point, quite early on, the dad seemingly snaps his leg in half almost. The way they make it sound, it's like crack. And you're like, holy shit, this guy's fucked for the rest of the movie. And then he would kind of limp every once in a while and he'd be like, oh my leg. And then 5 seconds later, he's running through the jungle like with no problem at all.
Yeah, I was thinking that as somebody who shattered their ankle and tried to take one step on it immediately afterward, like if it's not that it irritates me now when I watch movies. I'm like, your body would not let you do this. Adrenaline means nothing if you have a broken bone. Here's another thing. Oh, okay. One thing, that raft scene was really dumb. And then I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And then Justine said, well, this was actually supposed to be in the first movie. It's in the first book, but it didn't make the cut. And this was supposed to be the concept for the ride at Universal. So I love trivia like that. So that's fine. And they did it well.
I actually really like that scene. I think that this movie, if I were going to give it like constructive criticism, it missed some of those moments like that the very first Jurassic Park had that were like building suspense. Of like, you remember when they're in the kitchen and the kids are like running from the raptors?
They tried to recreate that in this convenience store. I'm like, I can see that you're trying to do the kitchen scene again, but like something isn't scary about this.
I think it was maybe the framing of things, like it wasn't close enough or it wasn't something. It was like
the Jello.
There wasn't enough build up in certain things. Also, Rebecca, thank you for the super sticker, babe. Hopefully you can help Amanda's internet and all of that.
John's coming after me when this is like the first time this has ever happened to me.
The thing is that Cox is fixed now, so
okay, well, great.
We're smooth sailing over here. I think a big issue of this movie, and again, I like the movie. I actually want to go back and go see it again.
I kind of do too.
Like, I'm like, it was fun. I'm like enjoying it. There weren't any practical effects for any of the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And so there's a disconnect. And when you even look at them, something that movies do now, if I'm going to get real movie deep here, is I think it's because there's so much CGI going on, they will put filters or they'll just put like a color gradient over big parts of the movie. So there'd be parts of the movie where it's like full daylight, but they've decided that it was kind of would have this grayish kind of like darker overcast thing going on. And I'm
Wicked was kind of like that too.
Yeah. And I think it's to smooth your eye out for the CGI. But when you're adding in the fake dinosaurs on top of that, the dinosaurs had this weird lighting to them that was like out of place for what they were adding into the other thing. And now that again is another piece of like when they made the first Jurassic Park and those kids are in the Jeep and the T-Rex head comes down on top of them to get them. That was a fucking animatronic on top of these kids.
They all were.
I would know it's a robot and still be shitting my pants. imagine if you just have a stick with a ball coming at you.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
I think the only
unfortunately.
CGI in the first movie is when they see like the big grand scheme of like the brachiosauruses.
Yes.
That's like the only CGI, but everything else is practical. Like they couldn't, no one's fighting for let's have some a couple practical I thought maybe one thing that could have been practical was when they were climbing up that rock and that pterodactyl was snapping at them. I thought that maybe a couple of the beak movements might have been, but at that point, like
easily done a lot of it that way. I just think it's easier. I think in general, I'm tired of looking at a scene that you can tell the whole thing is CGI.
Yeah.
Like when they're climbing up the mountain and the bodies don't even look like real. They look like dolls climbing up a fake mountain.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, you couldn't put a person climbing a mountain and then like, I feel like you could do more movie magic, but they're lazy now and just want to make everything CGI because it's easier.
Now, that said, I said to
Yes.
John, there were several times during the movie that like after a sequence was over, I realized that I was just like crumpled up, like just like holding my whole head and like I had to relax. So that's a good thing. Like I don't react like that to movies. I'm usually pretty bored, but like I was so stressed out during so many parts of this movie.
Rebecca, totally go see it. Gabriel, I totally miss old movie magic beyond. When I said practical, Jay Schwa says, what's practical mean the way you're using it? They would say like practical effects means it's something that's like real. Like
you can touch it.
It's actually there. Like, yeah.
It's just not CGI. You're using real props, which is why people usually respect. Like, I think that's why Justine really likes the Terrifier movies because those are all practical effects. So I'll put respect on that.
I completely respect that. I think that I wish they did more of that. They could easily have done more of that, especially with how much it cost them. But I still really liked it. I want to go see it again. And I will say, before we get into we have to now jerk off here for 5 minutes. I tried this new thing. Okay, guys, I haven't been doing edibles. This is live for everyone, but because I was having to take too high of a dose. But I found this new thing here. And now, mind you, in Arizona, they will only sell you 100 milligrams at once. Okay. I found this thing that I guess has been out for a while. It's called RSO. And it comes in a syringe thing. And you like squeeze it out. You don't like shoot it up. You ingest it.
You're like, I'm on heroin. I saw Jurassic Park.
Like, guys,
heroin.
You know what's so great? I found heroin, and I've just been doing fucking awesome.
Have you heard of heroin? It's like it makes you feel really good.
It's just it's the way they dispense it, and basically, I had some of that before this movie, and oh boy, it felt great. There was also a moment in the movie where I fully laughed very hard and it was dead silent. Not another single person laughed in the theater. It's like the kid there's this like loser boyfriend, I guess.
Xavier.
Who ends up saving it's weird.
The dad is useless, but yeah.
Weird dichotomy here. But he's like, hey, I have some weed. They've washed up on shore. They've somehow flown off at different parts in the ocean and found each other at the same spot.
Miles from shore.
There are many points in this movie you need to just be like, okay. But they're like, what are we going to do now? And Xavier's like, I got weed. I got some weed. And they're like, what? Oh my God, I can't do this or something like that. And then he's like, hey, you smoke? And he says that to the little girl. He looks over at the little girl. He's like, you smoke? And I went, ha! In the movie theater, dead silence. And no.
I laughed when Jonathan Bailey was, when they were all like in that field. And then you heard like a cracking sound. And then it was him chewing on Altoids. But I enjoyed that joke because they had at least like set it up earlier in the movie. So I was like, hey, we've got some actual writing going on here.
And if And Just Like That did that, how would they do it?
Jay Schwa up here says we got to scare these kids more. And I will say, I leaned over to Justine and I was like, that big dinosaur, the big bad, if I was a kid, that would scare the shit out of me. That thing is scary.
This movie, I was a very weak child, and as far as scary movie, this movie would have scared the shit out of me. because when I saw the first Jurassic Park, it scared the shit out of me for days on end. And there were children, mind you. I went to the movie at 9:45.
Oh, even at 10:30
night,
in the morning.
and there were children there. And I think that, one, your children should be in bed. Two, your children were like fucking traumatized during this, and you're forcing them to be anyway. Whatever.
Scary.
I won't rant about children because I know I was expecting Amanda to be like, "Oh, I wish that little girl would have died a lot fat. Like I wish she would have died."
I wasn't worried about the little girl, but I was definitely worried about that dinosaur. Oh, to finish my story before this dog started barking, I went to the bathroom after the sequence. I'm like, that French girl has death written all over her. Then I went to the bathroom. 10 seconds. Come back, Justine's like, you missed that girl dying. I was like, how did she die? She's like, something just flew out of the air and ate her. I'm like, I know it would be something like that too. It would just be something like, all right, well, bye.
Well, that's where you have to suspend the disbelief too, because somehow the dinosaurs are very quick at getting some people, and then other ones, there is a point. Oh wait, no, this is the Dominion movie the other Dominion one, where literally the dinosaur decides that it's just gonna stop 4 inches from like Bryce Dallas Howard's face and just like breathe.
Oh, like
and
alien.
Then pull away.
Yeah.
It just ate other people, and you've decided you're just gonna walk away. Anyway. Okay.
Let's talk about the real thing.
Okay. First of all, I was jizzing. I mean, jazzed. Whatever. I was so obsessed with the idea that Jonathan Bailey was going to be in this. He is such a cutie. I'm still thinking he needs to be our James Bond. It makes the most sense.
The choice to give him, also the idea is that he works indoors all day in New York at like a museum, but they gave him this tan.
Oh, baby.
And again, I'm not a lustful person, but like the tan on this guy in this movie was just the perfect shade to really get me going here. Like, he was so good.
Very fine. I don't know what the movie was trying to do, if they were trying to set up a love thing between him and Scarlett Johansson.
I'm glad that they really didn't go there because you didn't need it. And Scarlett Johansson, I always kind of get a little bit of like androgynous vibes from her. So I'm fine with it not being a romance baked in there.
They had a couple moments though where I was like, are they hinting at that they're... I would like them both to be strong, powerful queers. Let's play that game.
Oh, that would be amazing. Yes.
There is a scene in the movie that is causing a bit of a stir amongst the gays. And that is when, Heather.
Heather says, how about when he was in the harness?
Heather.
My eyes were darting all around.
Baby, you know exactly where we're at.
Rebecca, thank you for the super sticker.
Rebecca.
Hey, we're making most money off of this shitty episode.
Rebecca's like, she knows that we're on the edge over here, and she's like,
we brought it back around.
One of the points in the movie is that, again, they have to get 3 different, mind you, this is the hero's journey. This is one of like the tropes of storytelling, is like, must go on a journey, find 3 different things so they can all do one
like
thing.
Into the Woods. But I like they laid it out in the beginning, and like you have 3 things. And this movie was only 2 hours and like 10 minutes. Love that too. This movie got in and out.
I want to go see it again. I think I
might too, just by myself. Get really high.
One of them is to go and retrieve like the embryo or like something out of an egg, because it's easier to do than on the regular one. Well, he has to get harnessed up.
Yeah, he does.
Now, it is a blink and you miss it somewhat moment, but someone on the internet was able to capture most of what we're all looking for.
Okay. I thought you took this, but yes. Okay. This, if anyone,
I tried, but it goes by too fast in the theater. I was like trying to get my phone out.
That's why you need to go back. You need to just get like just live photo.
You know, he's so cute. He's such a cutie, and I'm not even really like that much on. I don't usually feel that way about like guys. I don't know what it is about him. Well, I do feel that way about guys in general, but I mean like
He seems
What is it about
safe.
him?
That's the most attractive, sadly, for women, the most attractive thing a man can seem is safe, non-murdery. And then he doesn't want to like ruin our lives. And he's also like,
and I will say, I was very happy he didn't die.
spoiler.
Well, I'm thinking anyone who's watching this wants to know that he doesn't die so that you can know happily that our Jonathan Bailey
And neither
survives.
did the dinosaur, neither did the little baby dinosaur.
Our
Dolores.
future James Bond. When he's announced as James Bond, I'm going to need someone to come back here and say, you were right.
I'm sure everyone will think you're right.
I don't think they will, because I read an article saying they're looking for the next James Bond to be under 30 because they want them to be in 11 movies.
No, we don't want that. We don't need this.
Well, it's being made by Amazon, so that's the problem.
Ooh, another moment at the beginning during the trailers, it was like Superman trailer and then like Fantastic Four trailer. And then it was like, because I knew you. And then me and Justine were like, oh my God. Because I forgot that we were going to see a preview for Wicked. But yeah, looks good.
They also played, so my theater, what they'll do is they play all the previews, then they play this little thing that's like, Harkins Theater, be kind to one another, don't whatever. And Katie, thank you. Bisexual Bond, we need now.
It says, is Blue's baby in the installment of Jurassic Park? Who's Blue?
Blue was in the last 3. No, Edith.
Oh, that raptor. I somehow remember that.
I don't think there's really any mention of Blue. The premise of this one is that they go to an island that was where they used to do, that has now fully abandoned, and where they used to do genetic testing and shit. And mutant, like there's literally a dinosaur called a mutasaur or something.
Yeah, those ones took me out of it because they look like humans.
I think that's what they're going for.
So,
is trying
okay.
to breed them with humans to see blah blah blah. Like,
okay.
I don't love that premise, but you know what I do love? This.
Yeah.
This man. Anyway, okay. What was I saying? What were we saying? Okay.
We got distracted by the bulge. The bulge.
Mandisha agreed. No one needs any more James Bond movies. But if Jonathan Bailey is in it, and I've already given a suggestion for the opening goddamn scene, panning across a floor of a hotel room or a fabulous room, clothing strewn about, men's clothing, women's clothing, thongs, jock straps, whatever, feathers, boas, sparkles. Then it slinks up the bed with silk bedding on it. And then it goes to Jonathan Bailey.
Wrappers on the floor.
A bottle of poppers on the nightstand. Then it pans to Jonathan Bailey, and there's a woman, and his arm is around a woman, and he leans over, or she kisses him on the neck, and then he turns away from her, and then a guy sucks his dick. There you go.
Love it. All right. Well, anyway, you guys should all see Jurassic World. It's really, really good.
It's pretty good.
It's a lovely summer movie. You're in and out. They've trimmed all the fat, and you get to see a lot of Jonathan Bailey being a cutie.
I would agree. It is pretty like snappy.
Yeah. You can tell when it's about to be over too. Like you can feel that. Like, okay, it's wrapping up soon now. Okay, let's end it with some TikTok.
TikTok, you don't stop.
Okay, so 2 big things this week. Oh, did you put you didn't?
I think the biggest thing is that I guess in the US, they're getting rid of TikTok. They're actually doing it this time, allegedly.
Wow.
And they're starting a TikTok app called M that will be US only, so that, because we're much safer when the US government is taking care of us as opposed to, others. I will not be downloading M, so TikTok, you don't stop, may be retired at some point, because I will be just doing YouTube. Speaking of, go check out my YouTube page. Open that doll. I'm on and popping, baby.
What does the M stand for?
M? See, I think it stands for MAGA, but...
Oh my God. Because
those
are the only people that are going to sign up for it. Nobody download that. I did not know that. No, I have not heard that at all. So
it's come out in the last 2 days. But you also live in Canada, so it doesn't really affect you.
Yeah, but all my algorithm is US stuff. Okay. 2 biggest things that happened this week on TikTok is Barbra Streisand joined And
Love.
she's in charge of her own account, I think. And I guess she put out a thing saying, what should my first TikTok be? And people were like giving suggestions, all these suggestions of what it should be. And this is what it was. It was just this with Don't Rain on My Parade, herself singing it, and then just a bunch of different pictures of this picture with different colors, and then all of her albums in a row. And it really
says, an icon joins TikTok.
Yeah. So it really gives you a good representation of what this page is, because it's literally just interviews and recordings of her young, and then like people like talking about her, like and how great she is. And I kind of like I need that. Like that's
kind of fine with that. I'd actually rather prefer that than her like lip syncing some like, you know, wet ass pussy. That's not even a current song, but you know.
But yeah, trying to no, she's just like, I'm here. I'm here, everybody. Barbara's arrived.
An icon joins TikTok. Okay, and now final story was Amanda texts me and is like, are you gonna put this, you're gonna put that salad on the cover, right? Like, obviously, because it's all over. And I'm like, I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
I bet you do now, though.
Since Amanda, of course, texts me about it, now I have seen it kind of on my timeline. Here's what I know. A girl who was allegedly was out with her daughter, met a mother who invited her to a 4th of July party. She's new in the neighborhood. She shows up at the house and they are like, yeah, we don't know you, or like, go away, basically. And then she leaves, but she leaves this salad there.
That's what you think happened?
Is that it?
No, it's so much. And it's taken off into like at the places this went. Some woman was invited by a third party to this barbecue for 4th of July. So we show up, and also like this is what we knew at first. She went to this house, they're having a party. That people feel uncomfortable that she's there because they don't know her. They say a lot of bitchy shit. The mother-in-law gets involved. Then she leaves crying. She posts a TikTok being like, I'm so embarrassed. That was so humiliating. I made this salad. The salad seems to be the thing that people are really like clinging on to because it like makes her so much more endearing, because she grew the basil out of her own garden. She made the mozzarella, and she's like, I think she's new to the community. So it's like, oh, she got invited to this party and her son and his friend is going to be there. So she the effort. Then they were cunty. Then those people came out, and now they're posting all this shit being like, fuck you. It wasn't even a party. It was a family. It was a cookout for the neighborhood. And people are like,
oh, they're saying it's a get together. It was a get together.
Sure.
Right?
But they're awful. So now apparently they've pissed off more than just this woman in their life, because people couldn't be happier to come out of the woodwork and be like, I know. The girl's name is Stacia, by the way. We know as Stacia. And so people are like, there are people coming out and being like, Stacia, hi, sweetie.
Is it the same person?
No, it's not the same person. But another thing is, like, the most recent thing that came out was they showed a picture of what the house is, and it's like a dilapidated double wide.
Well, the recent thing I saw is people are like, the reason they didn't want to let her in is because they were probably cooking, or because they like were cooking meth or something.
Yeah,
yes.
And they seem awful, and they're trying to now. They sent a sheriff over to the original girl's house to like, they're going to try to sue her for like defamation. It's like, you guys are coming on here and making it so much worse for yourself. Then they posted their own security cam footage of the actual interaction happening, which only shows that that's what happened. Is this guy came in and was like, what are you doing in here? We don't know you. And she's like, oh, okay, I'll leave. So, hey, you know what? I think that I think that cancel culture has gotten out of hand, but I think it's kind of nice to know that when you behave like an asshole in real life, there should be consequences, and you should be roasted over the coals. You should.
Yeah, I am scared that one day I might be caught up in the crosshairs of some of that, though. But I'm just kidding. Great. I think it's terrible. I think that people should, do better.
I guess. But anyway, this is like the most important. Like, everyone was talking about
that. Looks good.
It does look fucking good.
I will say, though, the drizzle, a little messy, but besides that.
Well, I think the salad is really what made her the most endearing. But anyway, that's the week of pop culture.
We did it. We made it. We're here. I'm queer. And on Friday, we'll be here at 2 p.m. EST for the first reaction. Will probably be I don't know how we'll be. It's hard to say. The first week I was so excited, and now by the time we're here, and it's like, and just like that sucks.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll break up with Aiden this week.
Maybe it's called They Want to Have Fun, so it could be anything. Well,
Someone did comment that they feel like they're trying to get all the women to be single or whatever. So maybe they'll kill Harry this week, and they'll kill off Joy, and they'll kill off Aiden, and they'll kill off George Washington.
Oh yeah, let's kill off the comptroller.
And then have all the women move in together, Golden Girls style.
Hey, let's do it. Anything will be better than what we're getting right now. All right, guys, we'll check out our Patreon. This week we'll be doing Girls on All Fours, where Marnie sings Stronger.
If you haven't had a chance, hit like, hit subscribe. And Danielle says, someone get Aiden a Peloton.
Yeah.
We love you guys so much. And we'll see you Friday, and check out our other shit. We love you. Bye.
Bye.